Hey guys, Dr. Daniel right here. 5 years ago, early 2020, I didn't have a single piece of land that I did own in my life. Zero, nothing completely. 5 years later, this is now 2025, I own at least 25 acres, like personally owned in different parts of my country, in Uganda. The interesting bit is that during that time, I could have had the ability to buy a lot of other things, yeah? Up to now, that's the only house I do own, like, you know, personal house. The other house that I do live in the capital, I rent. I still rent that house. I've been renting that house for quite a while now. During that time, I could have bought myself land in the city to build myself a very beautiful house. During that time, I could have bought myself, you know, a very nice, beautiful, flashy car or something like that. Or I could have been going on lots and lots of holidays all around the world. But I chose to not do that, and I chose to build up assets. Currently, a lot of people find me, or you'll find a lot of people in the comment section of my YouTube videos asking me that, hey, Dr. Daniel, where did you get all this land from? How did you manage to get all this land from? Have you always been wealthy? Where did you get the money to get all this stuff? But you see, the beautiful thing is that this is YouTube, and a lot of you guys have actually been right here from the start to see me grow, to see me start out, to see me expand. Now, of course, there's other things that I don't talk about. Like, for example, every time I buy land, I don't tell you guys about it. There's other parts of the country where I'm actually buying land. For example, I have lakeside land somewhere else. Sometimes it's not about the goat farm or the poultry farm, yeah? Sometimes it's about other things. But I'm not always sharing it, but I'm always doing stuff to try and go forward. Now, unfortunately, a lot of young guys make the terrible mistake of, I believe, wanting to impress people. They make the terrible mistake of thinking, hey, I've suffered, I've gone through a lot of struggle through my early years of life, and right now is the time for me to enjoy life, and now that I'm getting money, I need to make sure that I maximize it and get everything that I can out of it. That's a very, very terrible attitude towards life. You know, you guys can see right here, we've gotten some poles. I like this. These are very nice big poles, yeah? Long and tall. We're going to be using them to construct. So if you guys can see, not all our poultry houses have sick bays, yeah? And in case you're wondering what a sick bay is, it's literally an isolation unit where we isolate birds that are probably broody or sick or something like that. So this is our youngest flock, guys. This flock is crazy, yeah? Even yesterday, well, I think I haven't gotten yesterday's report. I think the manager has been too busy. But the day before, it gave us like 99.9%. The day before, it gave us 100. The day before was like 99.4%, things like that. But it doesn't have a sick bay. And even this poultry house doesn't have a sick bay. Now, the first two poultry houses have a sick bay. That one does have that, which you see right there. That's a sick bay. And that one also has a sick bay attached to it. Okay? So what we are doing right now is that we're going to clean that house for now, and then we'll use it as a sick bay for these birds. This house here had our oldest flock. We have now finished to offlay it. So we are trying, you know, to get everything out. You can see the laying boxes. We have gotten them out. We're going to be sweeping the house. In fact, I believe the guys are already inside sweeping the house. Yeah. We can jump in. You can see, yeah, lots of sweeping going on. We want to pressure wash it and clean it very nicely for us to be able to, you know, clean it out, start to repair it, to bring in a batch of birds, yeah? So we have birds that actually already past brooding period, and they need to come and fill in this house very soon. You can see the manure that we did get out. Someone is coming to take it. Yeah, someone is coming to take it, an uncle of mine. I try my best to make sure that I don't sell manure, because this is one way of me giving up or giving back to my community. Yeah, so I try to give it to them for free, giving back to my community. But also I utilize it in my gardens. You guys can see that I have a banana plantation right there. I know it's really shining, yeah? But we're going to be building a sick bay. We're also going to put a second sick bay, one for this structure, another for the other structure. We'll see how we can do it, yeah? And that's the purpose of those poles. Also, we do have more poles right here. And if you guys can see them, yeah, we also do have more poles right here. Yeah, so we have quite a number of poles. So we're going to be utilizing them for the building. So a lot of young guys will make the mistake of wanting to show off and wanting to gratify themselves. It's called instant gratification. Yeah, you're like, I've suffered so much when I was growing up. It's time for me to enjoy. and something like that. Guys, it's not like the rest of us didn't suffer, yeah? I also didn't grow up in a wealthy family. I didn't grow up eating nice food. In fact, we would probably eat meat like twice or thrice, or maximum 4 times a year. I'm like being honest. I'm like exaggerating, like 4 times a year, yeah? That's how many times we would eat meat, yeah? The other thing is that I grew up in a mud and water house. Mud and water. Think about it. And in the city, not even in a village, in the city, a mud and water house in the city. Yeah. So we were not in a privileged state. Luckily enough, because of my really good grades, I went to a really good school. And that's because someone offered to pay my tuition for me to go to that school. But if not for that, most probably I would never have made it. I wouldn't have reached that point. So I didn't grow up in a wealthy background. But you have to be able to use your brains. Yeah, a lot of young people outside there, when they get money, they'll just go outside, start flashing it, buying all the nice stuff that they can get a nice car, and a second nice car, and a third nice car. I mean, it's like they're trying to prove a point to someone. You understand? Trying to prove a point to no one, and in all honesty, no one cares. That's the honest truth, yeah? No one cares. Behind is our alfalfa garden. Yeah, it's growing very nicely. Yeah, we've done our second cutting, and the second cutting was very beautiful, very beautiful. So we keep getting it and isolating. Meanwhile, with those poles, I'm also hoping that I will utilize some of them to build a house at the goat farm where I can keep hay. Yeah, because right now we have gotten quite an amount of hay from the alfalfa, and I think we have nowhere to store it. Very soon we're going to have nowhere to store it. So I'm really hoping that very soon, when I get back, we shall be able to, you know, build a hay house or hay storage structure somewhere where we can keep the hay. Okay? So guys, you have to think about your future. You have to think about the days ahead. Yeah, I'm 33 this year. So by the time that I started buying land, I was like, 29? Yeah, 28 maybe, 28, 29. That's when I did decide to start buying land. In fact, the time I started buying land, that was like during the COVID-19 pandemic. I had plans of expanding the farm, but by then I didn't even have a single car. So I decided to start buying land before I even had a car. I didn't have a house. I didn't have any of those things. Well, I didn't even have a wife. I wasn't married by then. Yeah, and I decided to start utilizing my money to buy land. Yeah, this piece of land that I do have right here, where the poultry farm is, by then I first paid for 2 acres of land. That was the very, very first land that I personally bought. 2 acres of land. Right now, as you guys have already told you, we expanded. I have more than 25 acres of land, and up to today, I mean, just yesterday, people are calling me to sell to me land. Yeah, people are calling me all over. Yeah, and again, I could still utilize the money that I get to buy beautiful, fancy, nice stuff. But I'm still trying to expand, because once you do have land, you can utilize it for anything. Yeah, you can utilize it. I mean, opportunities will always come. You can utilize it for anything. Yeah, I'm utilizing it to do a goat farm. You know, in case you guys are wondering, this is the house which has the 5,000 birds, and these 5,000 birds will not fit in here for so much longer. So the house that we are cleaning out, it's because very soon we're going to have to separate these 5,000 birds and send some of them to the other house. Yeah. So this house has 5,000 birds that they won't stay there for so much longer, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And then we should be able to, you know, get them out and take them into the other poultry house. So that's why we're doing the cleaning out. So guys, yeah, if you're young and you're outside there, what you need to understand is that showing off doesn't help. No one actually gives a damn. Yeah, a lot of times people will want to buy cool, flashy cars because you feel like if you buy a cool, flashy car, people are going to think you're cool. Sit down and think to yourself. Yeah, every time you see a cool car passing by, what do you think? Do you ever think that, hey, the guy in that car is cool? No, you never say that. Do you know what you say? You're like, oh, that car is really cool. I want to have that car so that people think that I am cool. Yet in reality, you don't think the person in that car is cool. You never even try to peep and say, who the hell is driving that car? No, it's about how cool the car is. You don't think the other people are cool, but you think people will think you're cool. In reality, no one cares. No one gives a damn about you. Yeah. So trying to, you know, flash stuff and show off things to people doesn't really matter. It doesn't help you at all. You need to focus and pay attention to the things that actually do matter. How much I would sell this land for right now is like at least 3 times what I paid for it when I was buying it. I wouldn't even sell it for 3 times what I paid for it, even if there was no structure on it. Yeah, and that's less than 5 years ago. Yeah, I wouldn't sell it for 3 times what I paid for it. Yeah, so you understand how the value is going up and things like that, yeah? And now, with time, I can actually utilize it to do a lot of other things, yeah? Or with time, I can allow myself to do a lot of other things. The beautiful thing with life is that opportunities build on opportunities, yeah? If you've already placed yourself in a privileged position with one good decision leads to another good decision. I'll give you a quick example. A lot of times people will be like, hey, doctor, how were you able to quit your job? You know, I think you were able to quit your job because you had a YouTube channel that, was a backup and it could bring you in some money. Yeah. If you are only a poultry farmer, then you would never have been able to quit your job, or I don't know. Yeah, you would never have gotten to that point. Yeah, it's because you had the extra backing of a YouTube channel. But what I don't understand is that if I didn't have a poultry farm, if I hadn't started a poultry farm, I would never have a YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel was sharing my poultry farm. That is it. Yeah. If I didn't have a poultry farm, I would never have started a YouTube channel, because I started a YouTube channel earlier on and I was talking about music, or I was playing music, which music skills are honestly not the best. Yeah. And the main reason my poultry channel flourished is because I decided to share what was happening on my poultry farm. That is it. So one opportunity built upon another. Yeah. And that is very true. Having a YouTube channel really helped me at that particular point, because despite the fact that the poultry farm was earning me some money, I had this extra cushion in terms of my comfort and thought that in case anything happens and the farm fails, I won't fail to pay my bills, because the YouTube channel probably get me like $1,500 a month, which is probably about the same amount of money that the farm was paying me. Yeah. So I was like, in case anything happens, I could have a lean back option. I won't fail to eat food. I won't fail to pay my rent and things like that. But I would never have started that YouTube channel if not for the poultry farm. So one thing built upon the other. Yeah. And so all these things are opportunities that come our way, but one builds upon the other. So you need to have one in order for you to have another. Yeah. If I didn't have a poultry farm, I would never have had a goat farm. Never. I would never have had a goat farm, because right now, guys, the goat farm is not giving me any money. In fact, it's just taking and taking money. And recently I've been having a lot of stress because the animals keep dying. Yeah, I keep having a few animals dying, but I'm willing to keep putting in money because the poultry farm can support the goat farm. I'm paying employees, I'm paying staff. You guys can see that I've planted alfalfa here. I can buy land and plant, grasses, keep, getting more animals, because I know that the poultry farm can actually support those other projects. Yeah. If I didn't have the poultry farm, I would never have a goat farm. That is it. Yeah. I would never. Yeah. So that's it. One thing leads to another. So you need to stop the instant gratification. If you're young and you're outside there, stop the instant gratification. Actually focus on the things that matter. Build yourself. And with time, you'll be glad that you made the sacrifices. Right now, I can actually build myself a beautiful, big, nice house. But I don't care. I don't want it. Yeah. And that's the other thing, guys. Yeah. When you're younger, you think you want particular things. You think you need particular things. You think you need that big, cool, nice car. You think you need that big, huge, nice house. The beautiful thing is that as you grow and you get exposure and you get to interact with more people, a lot of the things that you actually thought you needed earlier on, you notice that you don't need. Yeah. Now, if I had bought or built myself a huge nice house, which I actually wanted to do, I actually paid an architect and we made structural drawings. I think it cost me like $1,500. Yeah. We had like structural drawings. We had a nice plan and everything. Yeah. I had a plan to build a huge house on my land right here. But as I grew up and got exposed, I was like, I don't need this. Who am I trying to show it for? I actually don't want this. I'm okay with my small, tiny house, chilling around in my, my huge compound and, just enjoying it. I preferred it that way. Yeah. So with time, you get exposure and, you get to pay more attention and actually enjoy the things that earlier on you would have considered really, really important. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Yeah. So if you want to start a poultry farm, you want to be like me, and you have no idea how to start a poultry farm, then I've left a link in the description of this video where you can watch a whole 47-minute video about how I managed to start, or how you can start your own poultry farm that can make you $10,000 and above. Check it out. I trust you'll enjoy it. Lots of love. Catch you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.